now, I do want to head out to this live look that we do have over the White House here, as our next story, of course, takes us over to D.C. Happening today, the U.S. Navy admiral who reportedly issued the orders to fire on survivors of a strike on an alleged drug boat near Venezuela will brief lawmakers behind closed doors. Cameras not allowed inside for that classified briefing with Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley, who is now the commander of U.S. Special Operations Command. The testimony, though, could be pivotal as a congressional investigation unfolds into how Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, also known, of course, as the Secretary of War, handled the military operation in international waters near Venezuela and whether any laws were broken. Now, we did hear from President Donald Trump saying that essentially video of the second strike there that's in question will be released to the public. I do want to play that quick comment for you here on Live Now.
President, you released video of that first boat strike on September 2nd, but not the second video. Will you release video of that strike so that the American people can see for themselves what happened?
I don't know what they have, but whatever they have, we'd certainly release, no problem. You know, we stopped every boat we knock out. We save 25,000 American lives.
That's right. So
That's right. And if you look at our numbers, the drugs coming in through sea are down 91%. I'm surprised there's 9%. You want to? I don't know who's doing the 9%, but it's down 91, and we're going to start very soon on land, and I'm sure you're thrilled to hear that.
And of course, that was some of the video that you were seeing there on your screen. Now, later today, an unclassified and redacted report from the Pentagon Inspector General regarding what's known as Signalgate is expected to be made public as well there in D.C. The Associated Press saying the report details that Pete Hegseth put U.S. personnel and their mission at risk when he used the Signal messaging app to convey sensitive information about a military strike against the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Hegseth does have the ability to declassify material, and the AP states the report did not find that he did so improperly, but it did find that he violated Pentagon policy by using his personal device for official business. Hegseth did decline to sit for an interview with the Pentagon's Inspector General, but provided a written statement. In it, Hegseth explained that he was permitted to declassify information as he saw fit. Now, he did post on social media after that report was made public, saying, quote, "No classified information, total exoneration, case closed. Houthis bombed into submission. Thank you for your attention to this IG report." End quote. Again, taking a live look here over the White House, and in just about an hour or so, Democratic U.S. Congressman Shri Thanedar will unveil his articles of impeachment against Hegseth. The Michigan lawmaker joining us now live ahead of that rally to talk about his reasons behind wanting Hegseth out of office. Congressman, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. I know you have a busy day ahead of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And first off, I did want to ask you here if you can break down kind of the basis here behind your idea to introduce these articles of impeachment against Pete Hegseth.
Well, look, there are two issues. One is the Signalgate. He used a commercial app to talk about war plans, and he did not even know who is on the Signal chat. There was a reporter on the Signal chat. He was disclosing war plans, putting our service members at risk. And this was totally unacceptable. And that is an impeachable offense in my mind.
And of course, we definitely appreciate you because you are going to hold that rally here. And what would you say is more important? Would it be the report on Signalgate or the strikes in Venezuela, or is it kind of a mix of both there?
It's both, both. This Secretary of Defense is incompetent. He's incompetent to do his job. He is putting American troops in harm's way. In danger because he has total disregard to the war plans and the secrets and how he has disclosed classified information. At the same time, we need to know what war laws is he following when he attacked those survivors, the two survivors on this boat that was destroyed by U.S. military.
What about legal, constitutional background here? What are you using as you do introduce these articles of impeachment? And then on that same note, do you feel that you have the support to essentially get this done, or is it more symbolic? I know a lot of questions there.
Well, it needs to be done. Both parties need to come together, look at it. Not there. Republicans need to look at this as laws have been broken. War crimes have been committed, and Hegseth, the secretary, is refusing to show up. He did not show up for the investigation by the investigators about this Signalgate. He did not submit his phone. He did not show up in person. What is he hiding? What do they are hiding? This secretary is incompetent, and this is the second major, drawback, second major fault, and this secretary must go. And Congress must impeach him. He should resign, or Congress must impeach him. And President Trump cannot continue to defend this incompetent Secretary of State who's putting millions of service members' lives in danger.
Do you feel that it's a real possibility, a potential reality, that Hegseth would resign or be impeached here? Is that a reality, or, as I mentioned, is it more symbolic?
No, this secretary has to go. He's incompetent. He's violated. He has committed war crimes. He must go. And if both parties, if Republicans are willing to look at this for the merit of this case and not just their loyalty to President Trump, this can be done. Look, we did this on the Epstein files. If enough Republicans come our way, we can get this done. This secretary must go. He is a liability, and President Trump must realize that.
What message, as you do introduce these articles of impeachment against Secretary Hegseth, what information do you want the public to know out there? Because no question, if these are introduced and they do move forward in some way, all eyes of Americans will be on this as it plays out. So what message do you want to get across to the American people?
Well, look, the first strike destroyed these boats, and the two survivors who were fighting for their life were murdered. This is war crimes, and this secretary broke their own Department of Defense own laws. And if this had happened to any member of U.S. military, that member would have lost his job. He would have been criminally prosecuted, and the secretary should be held to the same standards. He should be, liable for his crimes, and Congress must impeach him, or better yet, President should ask the secretary to resign because he has failed multiple times to do his job.
Congressman, thank you so much for taking the time to be here on Live Now from Fox. I do know that you have this rally coming up here in just about an hour where you are going to unveil those articles of impeachment. Anything we missed, anything you want to add here before I let you go?
Well, look, the secretary must come clean. He must submit himself to the committee, oversight committees, and, he needs to, let's just find out what is he hiding. He needs to submit his phone. He must submit what exactly happened. And he cannot just hide behind Admiral Bradley. He is ultimately, the buck stops at his office. He is the one who made these decisions, and he needs to come and testify, because the American people need to know what exactly happened about the second strike. Why was the second strike ordered? Who ordered it? And what information we had about it.
All right, Congressman, thank you again for taking the time to be here with us. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.